Good afternoon to all of you. Am I audible? Your voice is not clearly heard. We joined this meeting. Only 12 participants have joined to this meeting. Today we are having this CIP lecture from 1 to 2 p.m. Okay. Because of morning session, Mote sir was conducting that lecture. So I couldn't conduct that session. But I'm conducting this from 1 to 2 p.m. Please join fast so that we will continue our topic. We'll start within 2 minutes. Please join fast. Okay, more than 50%. 19 participants have joined this lecture. So we'll start our lecture. I'm sharing screen. Please tell me that if it is visible or not. Is the screen visible? Students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Okay, so from last month, from last 2 weeks, we have started with this topic, that is tenses. Okay, and we have discussed two of the major tenses in them. Okay, so in the last lecture we have discussed about simple past tense. Okay, so simple past tense, when it is used when the action has happened in the past. Okay, if any action that has happened before seconds ago, that action is also counted as the simple past. Okay, or that action is counted in the past tense. Okay, so past tense is very important because for our past experiences, past uh, uh, actions, with the help of simple past tense, we can denote them. Okay, so simple past tense is the basic form of the past tense, and it is used for the action which are happened, which were happened in the recent past or the distant past. Okay, also we have uh, seen some of the conditions, some of the situations in which we are using simple past tense. Okay, so to talk about a completed action in a time before now, for speaking about a completed action, okay, the action must be completed, but it must be completed within few minutes also, within few seconds also, or within few years or few centuries before. Okay, so that actions are counted as the past tense. Okay, and the simple past tense is used for for the time of action uh, in recent past or the distant past. Okay, also we have seen that from some of the expressions we can identify which tense to use. So there are some of the expressions which can denote the frequency of the action, and these expressions are often, sometimes, always. Okay, often, sometimes, always. These are the expressions which show the frequency of that action. If that action is happening sometimes, okay, or if that action is happening always, or if that action happens often, it can be identified with these expressions. Simple past tense is also used for a definite point in time, for indication of a definite point in time. Means if any action has happened at a definite point in the past, that action is also denoted with this simple past tense, with the structure of the simple past tense. So which are the definite point expressions? These are last week, when I was a child, yesterday, 6 weeks ago. Okay, so these are the definite point in time expressions. We also use them for expressing the definite point. For expressing the indefinite point in a time, we also use some of the expressions, and examples of them are the other day, okay, ages ago, a long time ago. Okay, so these are the expressions which show indefinite point in time. Why indefinite? because that span or that time is not fixed. Okay, the other day, ages ago means how many ages ago, or at what time in ages ago, or how much long time ago, that is not definite. And that's why these are called as the indefinite point in time. Also, we have seen that the structure of the simple past tense. The structure is made up of subject plus V2, that is second form of the verb or past form of the verb, plus object plus complement. So this is the sentence structure. Also, we know that there are the two forms of main verb. Okay, so what are these two forms? These are regular verbs and irregular verbs. So in regular verb, with the addition of ed suffix, we make the past tense of the verb. Okay, so if play is the verb, then its past is played. We are adding ed suffix to uh, to a verb, and that's why they are called as a regular verb. Play, played, played. Then speak. No, speak is not a regular verb. Moved. These are also called as, this is also called as the regular type of verbs. And in the irregular types of verb, there are examples like catch. So catch, if catch is the present tense, its past will be caught and its pp will be caught. So catch, caught, caught. There is irregularity between first two forms, and that's why they are called as irregular type of verbs. Also, we can take example of go, go, went, gone. Okay, then different examples like see, saw, seen. So these are the irregular types of verbs. Also, we have seen that which are the verbs to be form of verbs we are using in simple past tense. So if subject is the pronoun for pronoun, subjective form of pronoun, I, we, you, he, she, it, they. So the verbs that we are using are, for I we will use was, for you we will use were, he, she, it was, we were, you were, they were. Okay, so this is the to be form of verb. To have form that we are going to use after I is had, you is had, he, she, it had, we had, you had, they had. Then do form that we are going to use after I is did, and did remains same for all the forms. Okay, so we have seen the negative and affirmative, negative and interrogative, okay, of simple past tense. So if I thought is the affirmative, its negative will be I didn't think. Then its interrogative will be did I think. Okay, so these three types, these three forms of sentences we can form with the help of the verbs. Okay, then if you thought is the affirmative, its negative will become you didn't think or you did not think. and its affirmative, its interrogative will be, did you think? If he thought is the affirmative, then its negative will be, he didn't think. He didn't think. And its interrogative will be, did he think? So these three types of sentences we can form with the help of different forms of verbs. Okay. Also, we have done with the exercise. Okay. It was warm, so I took off my coat. Then it was fantastic show last night. We booked 2 tickets for show tonight. They visited a farm 2 weeks ago. We not use the computer last night. Here we did not use the computer last night because we are making negative sentence. Okay. Also, she read the newspaper yesterday. This action happened in the past. This action of reading newspaper happened yesterday, and that's why she read. Read. Okay. Then he had a shower in the morning. He had. We are using had uh, instead of have because that action has happened in the past. Then it was a funny situation. But nobody laughed. We are using here the past form, that is laughed. Then ninth example, I was thirsty, so I drank the water very quickly. Here we are using past form, drank. Drink has the past form, drank, and the past participle form, drunk. Drink, drank, drunk. Okay. So please remember that there is irregularity in the three forms. That is why they are called as irregular types of verbs. Then 10th example, I saw some elephants yesterday. So yesterday that action was happened. Elephants passed uh, from jungle, and that's why that visitor is saying that I saw some elephants yesterday. Okay. So we have done with the simple past tense and its exercise. We have completed it. So let's see the third simple tense, third type of simple tense, that is simple future tense. Okay. So what is the simple future tense? Why we are using it? Why to use, when to use, that we are going to discuss today. So simple future tense refers to a time later than now. So as we are dealing with each other in this conversation, okay, so I am conducting a lecture and you are listening to me. So this time is that this is the time which comes under now. This is the present time, and for this time we are using now. Okay. So the simple future tense refers to a time later than now. Later than now means what? Later to now means this is the present, and we are thinking, or we are we want to do something in future. Okay. we are thinking in future, and that's why for that future things that we are dreaming or we are doing, that will be we will be doing, comes under the simple future tense. Okay, so the simple future tense refers to a time later than now. Later means after the now. So now is the present time, but latter means after the now, and before means what? In the past. Okay, so the simple future tense refers to a time later than now and expresses facts or certainty. And this simple future tense also expresses the facts or certainty, means some of the facts, uh, like I will be tomorrow, I will be in Solapur. Okay, so this is called as the facts that we are thinking in future. Okay, or the certain things like it will rain tomorrow. Okay, so for the predictions, or it will be stormy day tomorrow, that we can say that for that we are using the simple future tense. Okay, so the simple future tense is used to predict a future event. So for predicting the future event, we are using simple future tense. So what will be the predictions that we think? So examples are, let's see the first example, that is, it will rain tomorrow. So it is nothing but a simple prediction. Okay, will it be raining or not? That is not the part of our thinking. Okay, it will rain tomorrow. Weather forecast and the scientist has said that it will rain tomorrow. So this is called as their prediction. Okay, so for prediction purpose, we are using simple future tense. Also, with I or we to express a spontaneous decision. With I or we to express a spontaneous decision, simple future tense is used. Okay, for example, I will pay the tickets by credit card. So I will pay the tickets by credit card. This is the spontaneous decision. Okay, so if we want to watch a movie, and when we gone to the ticket counter, and if he has said that we only accept payments by credit card, or we only accept payments by debit card or mobile banking, then what will someone do? He will pick out his credit card suddenly, and he will say that I will pay for the tickets by credit card. I'm having credit card, and that's why I will pay for the tickets by credit card. So this spontaneous decision has shown or has denoted with the simple future tense. Okay, so I will pay for the tickets by credit card. Okay, so another condition in which we are using this future tense, simple future tense, is to express willingness, to express willingness. So if we are willing to do something, okay, so how will we talk about that? How will we will convey that? We'll convey it with the simple future tense. For example, I will do the washing up. I will do the washing up means that speaker wants to clean or wants to wash his clothes. Okay, and he's going to do manually or he's going to use the washing machine for that purpose. Okay, so for expressing willingness we are using simple future tense. What are the examples? I will do washing up. Here washing up means what? Washing the clothes. Okay, so I will do the washing up. This is the simple future tense sentence. See, another conditions are also there when to use simple future tense. पहिला इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजिनिअरिंग टाकलाय TFWS आपला स्वेरी मधला, दुसरा स्वेरीचा इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजिनिअरिंग, तिसरा स्वेरीचा सिव्हिल, चौथा स्वेरी TFWS इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स आणि also simple future tense is used in the negative form to express unwillingness. Okay, so for showing the negative form or for showing the negative expressions we are using simple future tense. So in negative form, while making the negative sentence of the future tense, we are using negative form of the simple future tense. Also to express unwillingness, if we are not willing to do something or some work, then we will show unwillingness towards that person. Okay, if someone has told us to do this work and we are not willing to do that work, we will show that unwillingness with the help of simple future tense. Okay, so we will say that I won't do this, I won't accept this. Okay, so what are examples of the simple future tense that we will see? In negative form to express unwillingness, example is I won't leave until I have seen the manager. Okay, so I won't leave. So here someone is arguing with some person. Okay, so here in the negative form to express unwillingness, for example, I won't leave until I have seen the manager. Means that person don't want to leave that place, don't want to leave that campus until that person has seen that manager of any hotel, that may be the manager of that college. Okay, so these are the things which comes under the simple future tense. With I in the interrogative form, using shall to make the offer. So we can use shall. Okay, we can use shall for I. Okay, I shall. We can use shall for I to make an offer. Okay, for making an offer, we are using shall instead of will in the simple future tense. Okay, so with I in the interrogative form using shall to make an offer. So for making offer, okay, for making offer also, that is we are using with the help of shall. Okay, examples, see for the example of that. Shall I open the window? Means that person wants to open that window with the prior permission of that person sitting besides that person. Okay, so shall I open the window is a polite request. Okay, it is also called as the polite request. Shall I open the window? So for making a request or for giving offer, we are using shall in front of I instead of will. Okay, we are using shall instead of will in front of I. So what are examples? Let's see. Example is, shall I open the window? We can make another examples also. Shall I close the door? Shall I give it to you? Okay. Shall I take your study, or shall I give you a lecture? These are the interrogatives we will ask with the help of shall. Okay, and shall is only used after I. Okay, I shall, and it can't be used after other words. Okay, so shall is only used after I. Okay, with the then another condition or another uh, situation in which we are going to use simple future tense is with we in the international with we in the interrogative form using shall to make a suggestion. Okay, so with or before we, if we are interrogating a person, if we are asking questions to a person, or if we are making suggestions, then we are using shall. Okay, what are examples of that? Let's see. So for making suggestion, okay, or for making a humble request, we are using shall. Okay, instead of will. Okay, so shall I open the window? This is also the request, humble request. Then for giving suggestions like, shall we go to the cinema tonight? Okay, shall we go to the cinema tonight? This is also the suggestion. Or shall we go to the mall? So for expressing or for showing the suggestions also, we are using simple future tense. Okay, then another conditions when to use simple future tense are with I in the interrogative form using shall. Okay, so with I in the interrogative form means in the interrogative form means when we are asking questions. Okay, so using shall to ask for advice or instructions. So when simple future tense is used with I in the interrogative form using shall to ask for the advice or instructions. Okay, for asking advice or for asking the instructions. Then the example is, what shall I tell the boss about this money? Okay, so if that employee is worrying about the money, if he has lost or he has uh, used his money, okay, that manager, let it be the money which is of having manager is having, then or maybe trustee is having. Okay, so what shall I tell the boss about this money? That uh, employee is asking to his colleague that what shall I tell to the boss about this money? I have lost this money, or someone has stolen this money from my pocket, and that's why what shall I tell the HOD? What shall I tell to boss about this money? Okay, then for giving orders, okay, for giving orders we are using simple future tense. How to give orders with the simple future tense? Let's see. So with you to give orders, for example, you will do exactly as I say. Example is, you will do exactly as I say. Means this is the order given by a boss. Okay, that boss wants his staff to do exactly as he is saying or he wants to say. Okay, another condition in which we are using this simple future tense is with you in the interrogative form to given to give an invitation. Okay, with you in the interrogative form means if we are using interrogative or if we are starting the question with will, then we are using will or simple future tense. Okay, with you in the interrogative form to give an invitation. For giving invitation also we are using will. Okay, or for giving suggestions, for giving some advices, we are using simple future tense. So these are the some of the conditions in which we are using uh, this simple future tense. Okay, then let's see the sentence structure of simple future tense. Okay, let's see what is the structure we are using for simple future tense. So the sentence structure is subject plus shall or will plus first form of verb plus object plus complement. So this is the sentence structure: subject plus shall or will plus v1 plus object plus complement. So please write it down in your notebook. Write down the conditions in which we are using the simple future tense. Write this down in your notebook. So please write this structure down in your notebook. Okay, so consider that you have written this sentence structure in your notebook. So simple future tense. Let's see a note for this. In modern English, will is preferred to shall. Okay, so instead of shall, we are using will in modern English. Okay, instead of shall, we are using this will. Okay, so shall is mainly used with I and we to make an offer or suggestion. We are using shall, okay, mainly after I and we. Okay, we are using shall only after I and we to make an offer or suggestion. For giving offer, okay, I shall give you 1 lakh rupee. Okay, I shall give you 1 lakh rupee. So for I, we are using shall. Okay, but in the modern time, we are not using always shall after I or we. We are sometimes using this, but mainly or in large we are using will instead of shall. Okay, after I and we also we are using it. So we have seen the examples also about that. Okay, so you will do exactly as I say. This is also one example. So for giving suggestions like, shall I open the window? or for asking question also, for interrogating also, we are using shall. Okay. Shall we go to the cinema tonight? Shall we go to the party tonight? Okay. So these are some simple future tense sentences and its structure. Okay, that we have seen. So this note is very important. In modern English, will is preferred to shall. Okay, so will is preferred instead of shall in modern English in front of I and we. Okay, after I and we, but shall is more suitable after I and we. So we shall use that. Okay, shall is mainly used with I and we to make an offer or suggestion, or to ask for advice. See examples above. So we have seen the examples above with the other persons, you, he, she, they. With the other persons like you, he, she, and they, shall is only used in literary or poetic situations. Okay, so if some of the poet is writing a poetry, then he will use shall in front instead of will. Okay, for giving that poetry or poem a dramatic touch or a different touch. Okay, that poetry has a language different from our regular language. Okay, and for making it different, shall is used in front of you, he, she, and they also in poetic language. Okay, for example, with rings on her fingers and bells on her shoes, she shall have music wherever she goes. With rings on her fingers and bells on her toes, she shall have music wherever she goes. So she has rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Toes means what? Toe means what? घोटा असं आपण म्हणतो त्याला, घोटा, toes, पायाचा मागचा toe. So she shall have music wherever she goes. So this is about the simple future tense we have discussed in this lecture. We'll see the next part of this also in the next lecture. Before that, let me put your attendance, put your roll number in the present sheet. Okay, I will do that within few minutes. Please don't leave the meeting till I mark your attendance. Okay, I will call the roll numbers who are not present at last. Okay, so I have marked your attendance. Now I will call the roll numbers who are not present. Okay. If anybody is present in the called roll numbers, he can tell his roll number. Okay. He or she can tell her roll number. Roll number 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 16, 19, 21, 24, 28, 30, 33, 34, 35, 39, 40. These are the absent roll numbers. If anybody is present in these
12 present, sir.
12. Yes, I have marked your attendance. Anybody whom I called as absent roll number, you can tell his roll number. So nobody is there. So okay, then so in the next lecture we will complete. We'll
Roll number
cover
25.
roll number 25.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have marked your attendance. You are present. Okay, so shall I end this meeting here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.